Very good morning. Um, in today's video lecture, we can see regarding what you call as reference question. Okay, so in the last class and all those things we had discussed regarding the two cavity klystron amplifier. So here in the second module, we will come across with the reflex klystron oscillator and again with the magnetron oscillator. Two oscillator is the reflex klystron oscillator as well as a magnetron oscillator. This I have discussed in the categories of microwave tubes, in which category it comes and all those things. So just verify that one. Okay. So reflex klystron oscillator. It's an oscillator. It's not an amplifier. It's an oscillator. Reflex klystron oscillator. Okay. Keep in mind it's an oscillator, not an amplifier. The working procedure and all those things is similar to that of a two cavity klystron amplifier itself, but a slight modification. We have to find the what we call as we have to first of all we have to discuss the working procedure, some of the important things of this reflex klystron, the working mechanism of working of reflex klystron. Next, afterwards we have to go for derivation of output power, the efficiency as well as the admittance of reflex klystron. It is a lengthy process. They are giving only 2 hours for you, but from in your syllabus, but it is not it is very difficult to complete within the 2 hours. So I will just take the videos of all these things, my own videos, and I will upload in my website. Okay, so just we can see some of the important features of the reflex klystron, the what he called as the category in the klystron family. Okay, so in first case I can call the it's an oscillator tube. It's an oscillator tube, oscillator. It will oscillate. So in the previous case it was an amplifier. So now it is an oscillator. In the sense means, as you know, in case of a oscillator, what it is required, just like the Barkhausen criteria for sustained oscillation, some procedure is there. So here also the same thing. That procedure has to be followed in klystron oscillator also. That means a fraction of the feedback should be given to the output to the input. Okay, so this is an oscillator tube. Oscillator tube with the built-in feedback. There is no need for giving the feedback, but there is a built-in with a built-in feedback. Built-in feedback mechanism. Okay. With the built-in feedback mechanism. So I can call this as single cavity resonator. In the two cavity klystron amplifier, it was two cavity, but here it is a single cavity. 1 minute. Single cavity resonator. Only one cavity is there. Single cavity resonator. Okay, I can call this as an anode. Call this as anode. Okay, or otherwise I can write the reflex klystron. Reflex klystron is a single cavity variable frequency microwave generator. Is a single cavity variable frequency microwave generator. Frequency microwave generator, or I can call this as low power and low efficiency, low power microwave oscillator. I can call this as a low power with a low efficiency microwave oscillator. Okay, generator of low power called as low power and low efficiency. And low efficiency microwave oscillator. Okay, microwave oscillator. These are the some of the details with respect to in general we can call we can once we identify the reflex claistron, suddenly we can able to explain that this is an oscillator too with a built-in feedback mechanism. There is no need for giving the feedback continuously to this claistron amplifier, but it is a built-in feedback only. Second one is we are having only single cavity resonator. That single cavity resonator we call this as an anode. Whereas in case of two cavity Klystron amplifier, we had two cavity. Okay, that is input cavity as well as the output cavity. That is called as buncher cavity as well as catcher cavity. Here it is not like that. Here we are having only one cavity, and that cavity is called as an anode cavity. So reflex klystron in general I can call it as a single cavity with a variable frequency. You can the frequency can be varied here. Microwave generator of low power as well as low efficiency microwave oscillator. Okay, so this is the one important things what I have to discuss with respect to the reflex klystron oscillator. Let me see the other point. As in case of what you call as a Barkhausen criteria for sustained oscillation, I will write here if a fraction of output power is fed back to the input, if a fraction of output power is fed back to the input cavity, here we are having the cavity, so that is why I am writing the input cavity, and if the loop gain has a magnitude of unity with a phase shift multiple of 2 pi, that is okay, with the phase shift multiple of 2 pi, the klystron will oscillate. 2 pi, we can write the klystron will oscillate. Okay, so what I told you, if we are giving a fraction of output power that is being fed back to the input cavity, from the output we are giving some fraction of output to the input, and if the loop gain has a magnitude of unity, the gain A into beta is nothing but the gain. Okay, loop gain, that is A is nothing, A into beta is the feedback fraction. Okay, A is nothing but a gain in case of Barkhausen criteria for sustained oscillation. Similarly, here also if the loop gain has a magnitude of unity with a phase shift which is nothing but the multiple of 2 pi, the klystron, then only the klystron will oscillate. So that criteria has to be maintained in the what you call as in two cavity in reflex klystron oscillator. Okay, so once we are constructing that reflex klystron, this criteria is being maintained here. Without this one, this cannot be worked as an oscillator. Okay, so that is the one of the important point that we have to keep in mind. Okay, next point I write. So normally here we are been normally taking as single cavity. Two cavity klystron is not usually constructed. The reason is if the frequency of oscillation has to be varied, that is, if we are in general case we are normally utilizing only for, we are going only for single cavity reflex klystron, not the two cavity klystron. The reason for that one is If the frequency of the oscillation has to be varied, then the resonant frequency of two cavity resonator as well as the feedback path has to be readjusted for the positive feedback. Okay, this, because of that, the reflex crystal is only a single cavity resonator, so we can overcome the advantage of that case of the case where we are being utilized in the two cavity can be overcome in case of the what you called as your reflex klystron conditions. Okay, that means the what I had to discuss is the resonant frequency of the two, if we are being utilizing the two cavity klystron as an oscillator, the thing is that the resonant frequency of both the cavity as well as the feedback path has to be readjusted at every time in order to obtain the positive feedback. So that is very difficult. So in order to overcome that one, we are normally utilizing for the single cavity. Okay, so that I will read here, right here. So two cavity klystron is not usually constructed The reason is if the frequency of oscillation has to be varied, then the resonant frequency of two cavity resonator as well as the feedback path has to be readjusted for what? For positive feedback. Okay, for positive feedback. Thus, I can write a reflex klystron. Thus, your reflex klystron is a single cavity resonator, that overcomes the disadvantage of two cavity klystron, that overcomes the disadvantages of two cavity klystron. Okay, this thing what I have to discuss, that is two cavity klystron is not usually constructed. The reason is if the frequency of oscillation has to be varied, then the resonance frequency of two cavity resonator as well as the feedback path has to be readjusted for positive feedback. Thus, reflex klystron is a single cavity resonator that can be overcome the disadvantage of two cavity klystron. Okay, these are some of the important things that is you have to keep in mind while you are coming across with the reflex klystron. We can see some of the characteristic of reflex klystron. Just see the characteristics. The first character is it is a low output power. That is 10 milliwatt to 500 milliwatt. Second one Uh, Practical efficiency, I can write 10 to 30 percentage, whereas theoretical efficiency, it is nearly 22.78 percentage efficiency. Okay. The third one is in the frequency, that is output frequency, which can call as output frequency. I will write that range, output frequency range, that is from 1 to 25 gigahertz of frequency uh, you can obtain by using the reflex klystron. Okay, these are the some of the characters of reflex klystron. It is a low output power with a power ranging from 10 milliwatt to 500 milliwatt. It can generate it. The practical efficiency here is nothing but 10 to 30 percentage, not more than that one. But theoretically, if we calculate, it will be nearly approaching to 20 to 25, something like that. And the output frequency range is from 1 to 25 gigahertz. Okay, we will see some of the application of reflex klystron. Application of reflex klystron. The first one, uh, normally it is widely utilized in the radar receiver itself. Okay, or I can write in your laboratory also. It is utilized for measurement, for microwave measurement. That we can write. It is the first one. That is widely used in laboratory for microwave measurement. Okay. The second one, in microwave receiver, it can be used as a local oscillator. Okay. In microwave receiver as a local oscillator. Okay. Similarly, that is for commercial case, military, airborne, airborne Doppler radar, as well as in missiles also we are being utilizing here. Okay, as well as missiles. Okay, third one I can write in radar receiver, same thing only, in receiver, or otherwise you can write the other one in radar receivers. Okay, next one is in, I can write the fourth one as local oscillator in microwave receiver. Some signal source, it can be used as some signal source in microwave generator of variable frequency, and another one I will write as a pump oscillator in parametric amplifier. As a pump oscillator in parametric amplifier. So these are the some of the what you called as application of what you called as your reflex klystron oscillator. So we had to come across this reflex klystron in general, the mechanism of operation and all those things, the working procedure related to the reflex klystron, the construction of the reflex klystron and all those things. Okay, one more point I write here. Reflex klystron in general, you can write reflex klystron is a low power oscillator, say low power oscillator tube with the built-in feedback, with the, I think this has I have written already, with the built-in feedback mechanism. Okay, keep in mind. So this is nothing but something regarding the reflex klystron. We have to keep see the what you call as the mechanic, what you call it, the construction related to the reflex klystron. Okay, I will draw that one. Normally it consists of a electron gun and a cathode, a focusing electron. The electron gun is being mainly utilized to produce the electron beams. So in order to focus that one, in order to avoid the spreading of electron beams, we have to utilize a focusing electrode that is being passed through a what you call as a cavity, a single cavity, which acts both as a Buncher cavity as well as a catcher cavity. That is called as anode. And there will be space, just like in case of two cavity klystron amplifier, there will be space. In the two cavity we call that as a drift space. Here we will call as a rippler space. Okay, where the electron is being repelled here, and there is one electrode which is called as rippler electrode. The electrons will be returning back to the cavity itself after hitting into the rippler electrode. Okay, similarly we have to give the voltage to the anode as well as the rippler electrode, as well as to the input signal has to be given to the cavity also. These are the things that is being normally there in the construction features of your reflex klystron. So I will write that one. Reflex klystron construction. I write, first of all I will have one electron gun with the filaments. Okay, so this will start generating the electron beam like this, as in case of your two cavity klystron amplifier. You should have a focusing electron here also one, in order to avoid spreading of this one. This is called as electron gun and cathode. This is called focusing electrode. Okay, you will have what you have two cavity, one cavity, single cavity. I will call this as Buncher cavity, like this. Okay, uh, here you will have a probe through which you can take the output. Okay, okay, this is nothing but RF output. Here also you'll have one same thing, only cavity. In that cavity you have to give the signal. Okay, that signal we calls as Vs equal to Vm sin omega t. Okay, this is called as Buncher or catcher cavity, which are called as anode. Puncture comma catcher cavity and anode. Like that I can write. Okay, I write it just properly. Anode. Okay. So I write up to here. I will write. Afterwards, you will have some reply electrode is there like this. That is being provided with a. This is nothing but Repeller electrode, Repeller, repeller electrode. So what happens? Once it hits here, the electrons will be repelled back. I will write this as returning electron. Returning electron. Okay. So this space I call it as the repeller space. This space is nothing but repeller space. Okay. Now we have to give the voltage. I have to give the voltage here. Positive. Okay. Positive, negative. And to give the voltage to this repeller, give properly. My line is a zigzag. Okay. Now what I have to do is I have to give VSI given voltage again. This is nothing but VR. I will call it VR. That is the repeller voltage. Okay. VS is that Vm sin omega t. One more, just like this focusing electrode I have to give to be grounded. Here a voltage. Okay. That is nothing but anode voltage VA or beam voltage. Okay. VA minus positive beam voltage. Okay. What else? I think what all things I had discussed here, it is indicated. So here you will have gap. This is nothing but gap. I write it in another way. 1 minute. This is nothing but gap. Okay. I will write as electron EL, ER, EE. Like that I write. Okay. 1 minute. I just verify that one. No, nothing is that. I write like that only. ER, EL. For time being, I will write it. Okay. Otherwise, I will neglect that one. I will do it in the other. Once I will discuss this one, then I will write here. That is good. Okay. So these are the electron beams. I have given a space here. Why I have given a space means this electron beams come here, it will return back. So that is nothing but this is also an electron. So returning electron will be there. Okay. So 1 minute. So I will write the 1 minute. I write the line also for here. 1 minute. Small space, that is nothing but just draw this one. This is at z equal to 0 and this is at z equal to d. This is for our what I call as our derivation purpose, it is required, moves to Z, it goes in this Z direction like this. Right here it is nothing but Z is equal to L plus D. Okay, L plus D. I will take this as T naught, T1, T2, T naught, 1 meter, L plus C. This is in the Z, T naught, T1, T2. Okay, 1 meter is T naught, T1, T2. Okay, so this is the construction of the what you call as your single cavity reflex klystron amplifier, sorry, oscillator. Okay. Okay, it's having the electron gun and a cathode, focusing electron, a single cavity cavity resonator cavity, which act as both a Buncher cavity as well as catcher cavity. It can be called as an anode, a ripple electrode, and some beam voltage that is we are giving to the electron beams in order to generate the electron beam, as well as the ripple voltage. Okay, I will write the some of the important things that is being required here. Some points. Just take down this one. Okay. So I will write that here. It consists of the first point I will write. It consists of an electron gun. It consists of electron gun and cathode. It consists of electron gun and cathode, comma, a focusing electrode, at cathode potential, okay. Next, a single cavity resonator, which is called as anode. Next, a Rippler electrode, which is connected to what? It is connected to negative voltage. You can see that one. Rippler electrode is being connected to negative. Okay, which is connected to, that is very important. Okay, connected to negative voltage with respect to cathode. Okay. Next point I will write, the electron beam generated by electron gun passes through the what? Passes through the gap, and it reaches where? The Rippler space. It will reach the Rippler space, and what happens? And get repelled by the, why it is repelling? Because a negative voltage is being applied to the Rippler electron. It is being and get repelled by the Rippler electrode, and get repelled by the Rippler electrode. Okay, the electron being generated by the electron gun passes through the gap, reaches the Rippler space, and get repelled by the Rippler electrode. Now what happens? This Rippler electrode will be again coming back to the input. Okay, so that I will call it as a returning electrode. The returning electrode then passes through the gap electron, then again it will passes through the gap in the second time, in the second time. Okay, under suitable condition I will write under one minute. Under suitable condition, what happens means this returning electron gives more energy to the gap than it took from the gap during the forward journey and causes the oscillation inside the cavity resonator. And why it is causing the oscillation in the sense means it is nothing but it is been exchanging its energy. During the forward run, it does not have so much of energy. Once it is being repelled by the repel electron and it reaches to the gap, again to the gap, what happens? It will give more energy in the gap than that already it has been taken having the energy. So an exchange of energy occurs in the space, in the repel space or in the gap, and because of that the oscillation is being created in the reflex klystron. Okay. The returning electron then passes through the gap in the second time. Okay, second time, but I go second time, and under suitable condition, comma, I will write under suitable condition, the returning electron gives more energy to gap than it took from the gap during its forward journey, during its forward journey, and causes oscillation inside the cavity resonator, and causes oscillation inside the cavity resonator because of what? Due to exchange of energy, is very important, due to exchange of energy. So this is nothing but the construction of what you call as single cavity reflex klystron. Okay, it consists of an electron gun, cathode, a focusing electrode at the cathode potential, a single cavity resonator, an anode, a repel electrode which is connected to a negative voltage with respect to the cathode. So what happens? The electron beam that is being generated by the electron gun passes through the gap, reaches the repel space, and it is being repelled by the repel electrode because repel electrode is being connected to the negative supply. So what happens once it is being reflected, that the electron will be coming back into the same position. The returning electron, it will then passes through the gap in the second time under certain condition. Then the returning electron gives more energy to the gap than it takes from the gap during its forward journey, and it will causes the oscillation inside the cavity resonator due to exchange of energy. Okay, so this is nothing but the construction view of a single cavity reflex klystron. Next video lecture we will come across with the mechanism of oscillation of reflex klystron. Mechanism of oscillation. mechanism of oscillation of reflex klystron. Okay, I think this thing you have understood. Just go through it, everything, just like a note I have given here. Once if you hear my video lecture and if you write the things, I think it is very very much by concrete it will be in your mind. Okay, so we can see the mechanism of oscillation in the next video lecture. Okay, thank you.